This is a podcast. God damn it! I can't believe I forgot his name. I want to say Dave Cullen, talking about the purposelessness of having robots do everything for us. Now, I wanted to comment on this because it's just bizarre. Listen to what he says. To me, this sounds bizarre.
Capable of besting humanity at more cerebral, creative, and artistic work as well. If robots and AI could replace all of human labor eventually, what is our reason for being as a species?
So listen to that question. It's a very bizarre question. If humanity has been bested by robots, or something other than human, if something other than humans are better than humans at everything that we can think of, then what is the purpose of humanity? The reason that that's such a bizarre question is because it treats humanity as an object or a tool that it only has value according to its utility, what it's used for. And what's strange is it's like really anti-Kantian, this notion of having an end. Like, well, if the end for us is obsolescence, then we have no purpose. Why? Do you, like, your car runs faster than you can. Your phone remembers more phone numbers than you can speak louder than you can, and can hear more subtly than you can. Does that make us obsolete? I think that's so strange. Electricity has more energy available to do more work than I do. If I eat a sandwich, it takes an hour for it to digest. If I flick the light switch on, it goes on instantly. Am I obsolete now? It's weird. It's like, am I obsolete because I produce less carbon dioxide than a tree does at night? Or some other animal that's smaller than I do? Maybe I'm more productive because I produce more CO2. Or maybe I'm more productive because I produce more excrement. Is that the purpose of humanity? I don't think so. And I think it's really bizarre to think that it is. It's like, if the sole purpose of humanity was to run faster, jump higher, and think smarter than everything else around it, and that was the purpose of life, was to just be the best at everything, or at least something, be the best at something, to make sure that there is no competitor in some area, or to have reached a point at which of achievement where there's no equal. I can understand that view, but only superficially. If you think about that for longer than half a second, it becomes bizarre and absurd. Why would humanity be considered valueless or purposeless if it can't do manual labor or rearrange things? Because everything can really be reduced to rearranging. If the only purpose that we ever had was to do work, right, which is to rearrange things, make some change in the physical world, if that was the only purpose that we had, then why did we invent cars and roller skates? Are roller skates more evolved than feet? Are we obsolete because roller skates exist? It's just bizarre. It's so weird to think in those terms. So the alternative to that, in case someone out there in the ether is wondering, the alternative to this view of measuring the purpose of humanity, instead of measuring that purpose in terms of its utility to be used for something, I think we should go back to what Kant said and treat humans as the does he say, as the end and not the means to an end. So if we view humanity as a means to an end, then we're obsolete and purposeless in comparison to AI. But if we as humans are the end, not the means to an end, but the end itself, the purpose of humanity is then whatever humanity wants it to be. It's free to choose. It's dizzying. It can even give you vertigo, what should we choose? Well, there's an infinite number of things that we can choose now that we're free enough to be able to choose. It's like he earlier in the video, I won't replay the entire thing, but earlier in the video he talks about like well, back in the old days, back in the Stone Age, back in the very beginning of human species, not civilization, but pre-civilization humanity, the Rousseauian natural human in the jungle, in the Saharan desert or whatever, in the area in which we first emerged, we didn't have anything to do except scrape by and eke by an existence, and and the purpose that we had at the time was survival, and so we felt purposeful. But now, given our sedentary lifestyle where most of our survival needs are met by someone other than ourselves, then we become dependent upon civilization, because without it we'll die, and because we can't farm for ourselves. Well, yeah, I mean, if you look at the way that growing your own food works, and he brings this up too. He says Elon Musk's idea was, well, I think Elon Musk was more in agreement with me that the purpose of humanity would be whatever it chooses, and it would be like if somebody were to grow their own food rather than buy it at the marketplace. I also agree with that view, and I guess Dave Cullen doesn't. So it's interesting to me to view humanity that way, as means to some end. Like, I am here to be used to get us there. I'm here to get us there. I'm here to get us to some place where we aren't currently. Leads inevitably to the robots doing everything that we once did with our hands. We used to wipe our ass with banana leaves, but now we have toilet paper. We used to shit and wipe our ass with hay in a hole in the ground. Now we have sewage that flushes it away. We used to not have electricity, and the only form of energy that we had was fire, which would invariably burn our houses down or our families. Or at the very least be inaccessible if it's raining, if it's windy, if you're in a desert, or you have to carry around a whole bunch of sticks and flint, and it takes forever and it's frustrating. Have you ever tried to light a fire without a lighter? It's almost impossible. It's like, it takes hours. It's excruciating, it's annoying, until, of course, you learn it, but it takes forever to learn. Then you have to have flint rocks, etc. I mean, no matter how you slice this pie, all humanity has or will ever do cannot be reduced to an end product. The end products that we produce are always for our own benefit. And how could they not be? Everything in existence that I can see does that. It all tries to do things for the strategy of helping itself, not have to expend so much labor, not have to be so desperate, not have to be so close to death all the time. It's always trying to do that. It's always trying to get more food, more security, more social status, more security in every realm. And I don't see anything wrong with that. I think of the robots, AI, whatever you want to call it, artificial life, artificial sentience, whatever you want to call it, as up until it becomes its own independent volitional agent, until it becomes a person, it's a tool. It's there to be used by us for our purposes, just like a car is a very fancy pair of running shoes. That's all it is. It's just a way to run really fast. That's what a car is. It's a really fast pair of running shoes. And I don't think that there's any problem that happens just by increasing the efficiency and complexity of my running shoes to the point where they're so fast that the analogy back to shoes just doesn't even hold up anymore. And people don't think of things in those terms anymore because they're so much faster than shoes that we don't think of cars as shoes, but they are. They're extensions of our feet. Just like our phones are extensions of our ears and our mouths. It doesn't make our mouths and ears obsolete. It just extends them so far beyond our physical limitations as this little being that we are essentially dependent upon that extension. But then so are sharks upon plankton. So are all of life depends upon plankton. And the bare lowest point of the ecosystem holds up the entire ecosystem. Does that make plankton obsolete? I don't think so. So for me, I take the exact opposite view that Dave Cullen does. I'm excited to see what happens with robotics. We could achieve the eradication of all illnesses. We could kill cancer. We could increase our intellectual capabilities biologically. We could become cyborgs and hybridize ourselves with AI, which is what I advocate for. I don't believe in trying to preserve old school humanity for everyone. I think that people that do they should be allowed to do that if they want to live on a Brave New World's reservation. Then yeah, I don't see any problem with them doing it, but that's what they're going to inherit is a tiny little reservation. It's not going to be civilized. It's not going to be subsidized. It's not going to be law-abiding or healthy or fun. It will be desperate, dreary, weird, crazy, stupid, and for those people who like that kind of thing, real life. And I think they should have that. I think they should have that regardless of what the cost is to themselves. If they wish to choose to do that, that's fine. I don't have any problem with that, but I don't want to go down with them. I don't want to go there myself. And I think that people sometimes get stuck in these ideas where it's like, well, everybody has to go back to the jungle. No, I don't think that's the right answer. I should not be forced to go live in the jungle. If I want to live in the city, I should be able to live in the city. If I enjoy civilization, then I should be able to enjoy civilization. If I choose not to, I should also be given the right not to do so and go out and homestead. And there should be a reservation area for me to be able to homestead and build my own house out of the logs that are in the area, kind of a thing. Smelt my own saw and out of raw iron ore that I dug up from the earth, just stuff like that. If I want to do that, I should be able to do that. There should be a place for people that want to do that. So I'll agree with Dave Cullen insofar as people deserve the right for that lifestyle. But I don't think that it's right to extend that to all people or all humans and say that if we allow AI to get to a certain level that we all have to go back to the jungle or else we're all going to become enslaved. I think there should be pockets. There should be some areas in which the AI is allowed to do its thing, unmitigated, and then there should be other areas in which it is restricted, mitigated, limited, half AI, half not, and then there should be just not at all AI. And those three at the minimum. Full AI to the fucking limit, half AI with like severe restrictions where it's like, yeah, you're not going to go past a certain point. And then no AI, where it's just like, there's just no form of AI at all. There used to be this term, I don't know if it's still around, called slow cities, where it's cities that are deliberately designed, kind of like what Dave Cullen's imagining here, is old school, like pre-industrial revolution, almost like Amish cities. Not quite Amish, but almost Amish. Maybe like steam era. They use steam power maybe, and that's it. The point of it is that the people are like rugged. They're in their work. And it's simple, it's raw, it's real, and there's no cars or anything that make people feel slow. It's all very human scale. You walk everywhere that you go. The buildings and the streets are designed for pedestrians, not cars. So they're not extended, stretched out where you've got like blocks and blocks and blocks of nothing, and then a gas station, and then blocks and blocks and blocks, and then a gas station. Instead of that, it's like mom and pop stuff. Local people own the businesses that are in the area, just like in the old days, almost like a pioneering thing. And there are cities like that. where their point is to be like that, and they should exist, and I think that people should go there and live in there, but not everybody. There's going to be some people like myself. I don't care about my humanity, quote unquote. I want to advance. I want to go past humanity. I want to become a cyborg and become post-human, leaving my humanity behind and meld or merge with AI. And that way I don't even become obsolete anyway. But even if I were to run across this issue, I would still be confronted with higher level AIs. I would still be confronted with something else, some other big fish that's in the sea. There's always a bigger fish. There's always somebody else that's better at me than something. So then to say that my life is purposeless because somebody else's life is more successful is just not the right answer. If I wandered around thinking that LeBron James makes me obsolete at playing basketball, and I just say I don't want to play basketball ever again because I'll never be LeBron James, I don't think that's the right answer. It might be technically accurate, but it's not the right answer. I should still play basketball and suck at it. I shouldn't stop singing because I'm afraid that I'll never be able to sound like, I don't know, some rock star. I shouldn't stop myself because I compare myself to the best. That isn't the point. The point is that I like to play it. I like to do those things. And so I'll just continue to do them. If somebody beats me in sports or beats me at chess or beats me at a game or is better than me at something, I don't think the right answer is to just give up and just say, well, I may as well not even bother because I can't beat this person. Or I can't even make it on the field. I feel like I'm just a washed up fool. It's like, okay, well then just be a washed up fool. Then why do you have to be a rock star or a basketball player or a Bob Ross painter? Why do you have to be the best? You don't. You just do whatever you want to do. So anyway, searing counter argument, I guess, against good old Dave Cohen.